Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's case I'm going to be talking to you about is Brittney Gregory case. So Brittney Gregory was only 16 years old. She was from Brick Township in New Jersey. Brick Township is one of the biggest towns on the Jersey Shore. Brittney lived with her parents and four other siblings, even though Brittney was the youngest at only 16 years of age. She was very mature for her age. She was also a student and loved school. She wanted to become a forensic psychologist to solve crimes. On July 11th, 2004, Brittney was last seen at around 8 p.m. Her sister, Brianna, said Brittney had been looking for a ride to her boyfriend John's house. They had gotten in a fight 2 days prior, and she wanted to try and repair their relationship. Brittney did end up leaving the house and never came home. On July the 12th, Brianna went into the police station to report her sister missing. By 4 p.m. that afternoon, detectives Mark Byrne and Elliot Morgan were assigned to this case. The detectives started to talk to Brittney's neighbours, talking to the family, and started searching their home. Brittney's makeup and phone were left in the home. It was as if she had been abducted or she just vanished. Brianna told the police about Brittney's boyfriend, 18-year-old John Fitzgerald. She said Brittney had found out that John had kissed another girl, but she did forgive him and wanted to get back with him. The police got in contact with John and asked him to come to the police station. John was described as a very soft-spoken person. He appeared shocked that Brittney was missing. He said he last spoke to Brittney the night before she hung up on him. He confirmed that they had been fighting and that he thought she kissed another boy, which is why he went and kissed another girl. John was asked to take a polygraph and he said he would come back at a later date to do so. John had then been let go because there wasn't any evidence that he was involved. There were various leads and dead ends. The police wanted to question Brittney's friends next. She had a very tight circle of friends, and they told the police that Brittney's family had a history of drugs, and there were always people in and out of the house. The police went back to Brittney's family to learn more. Brittney's dad, Joe Dunn, he had a long history of drug use, as her friends had told them. He had many associates and sketchy people that were in and out of the house all the time. The police asked who was in and out of the house at the time Brittney was disappeared. Brittney's sister Bobby Jo gave them a name of her ex-boyfriend, which is Tony. Bobby Jo had said it was Tony. Tony had been too friendly with Brittney, and that's why they broke up. When the police went to speak with Tony, he had an alibi. He was at home with his new girlfriend. He wasn't completely cleared, but he was for the time being. The case stalled until an informant gave them information about a new suspect. The informant gave them a name of Jack Fuller, a 38-year-old career criminal, and an associate of Brittney's dad, Joe. The informant said that Jack had told him that he hurt his back while digging in the sand and killing a girl. After hearing this, the informant saw Brittney's disappearance on the news and wanted to come forward. On July 16th, 2004, the informant made a plan to meet Jack at a convenience store while wearing a wire with the police close by. New Jersey is one person that consent state, meaning one person can consent to being recorded. Jack didn't give any information about Brittney or the location of where he killed her, but he did say that he needed to kill someone else. A man named Tommy, who was there that night and knew that he was the last person to see Brittney. The Tommy that Jack was talking about was Tommy Long, another career criminal and a childhood friend of Jack's. The police had found Tommy before Jack did. The police set up surveillance at Tommy's and realised that after the meeting with the informant, Jack drove to Tommy's. The police found Jack's car abandoned, but Jack did appear a few minutes later with a gas can. He was arrested on suspicion of Brittney's murder and brought into a police station. Tommy Long had been found alive and was brought in for questioning as well. At first, Tommy said he wasn't going to speak, that he was until the police played Jack's conversation, and this was with the informant, about how he was going to take Tommy out. Tommy told the police everything he knew. He said he and Jack were driving around on July the 11th and decided to go to Joe Dunn's. Jack went inside, and a few minutes later he told Tommy he was going to drop him off. Before they left, Brittney got into Jack's car. Jack is confronted by information, and he said he didn't know what they were talking about. He asked for an attorney. While the police were trying to get Jack to confess, another witness came forward. A woman called the police and said Jack had abducted her and she knew where he most likely took Brittney. This woman was a drug addict, and Jack had promised her a supply of drugs, only she was kept at Jack's for a few months and she had escaped. The woman said Jack had a spot in Lakewood in New Jersey where he liked to get high. Almost 2 weeks after Brittney disappeared, the police had search teams go out in the area where the woman had described. The state police, other neighbouring police departments and search dogs were all on the scene. When one searcher found an area with an arm sticking out, it was a body of a female with a necklace that said Brittney. Jack's car was also seen at the crime scene around the time of the murder. An officer had seen the car, and Jack had told them that his dog was missing and he wasn't questioned any further. Jack's car said that he also been in for testing. Brittney's blood was found inside his car. This, along with the witness and his voice on tape, was solid evidence to arrest him. Brittney had just wanted to take a ride to her boyfriend's that night, and she got angry when Jack started smoking crack. Brittney tried to get Jack to stop, and he got mad and started punching her. Brittney was beaten to death, and Jack removed her clothing and then buried her. On October 18, 2005, Jack Fuller pleaded guilty to murdering Brittney. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison without the possibility of parole. Brittney's family doesn't believe Jack's story of what happened. They questioned why her clothes were taken off before she was buried, but there was no obvious signs of sexual assault. In 2008, Brick Memorial High School, where Brittney went to school, started a forensic program in memory of Brittney. Brittney wrote in her journal about how she wanted to solve crimes and help people. What a sad and tragic case. This young innocent girl just wanted to ride her boyfriend's house. And she wanted to ride so badly that she got into a car with a monster. How was this man even out of prison? He had been arrested 48 times, previously for drug possession, robbery, and weapon charges. I personally believe he should have been out. Maybe Brittney would still be alive. I feel bad for Brittney's family, but at the same time, her dad brought these monsters into their lives. I wonder how the rest of the family truly feels about that. Gregory was a 16-year-old student at Brick Memorial High School in Brick Township in New Jersey, who was reported missing on July 11, 2004. Her new body was found 2 weeks later, buried in a shallow grave in Lakewood. An investigation led to Fuller's arrest. He was charged with first-degree murder and booked into the Ocean County Jail, where he was held on a $1 million bond. Fuller, a drug addict who was an acquaintance of Gregory's father, denied having anything to do with her murder. It wasn't until a year later that he had finally confessed to killing the teen and burying her body in a 2 feet deep hole. He told investigators that he was driving Gregory to her boyfriend's house when she tried to stop him from smoking crack in front of her. That's when he became irate and then punched her at least twice in the face and head. Gregory started making choking and gurgling noises as blood began pouring out of her nose and her mouth. Fuller said he didn't seek medical attention and continued smoking. By the time he was done smoking, Gregory had already stopped breathing. Gregory's mother stated that she doesn't believe Fuller is telling the full truth about how her daughter was actually murdered, and she questioned why was she in the vehicle and why he removed her clothing before burying her. She told the court that the truth about what happened to her daughter will now die with Fuller. On October 18th, 2005, Fuller pled guilty on one count of murder. The following year, he was sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole. Okay then everyone, so that is today's case. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I see you again next time. Take care. Bye bye.